Right now, as you watch this, millions of barrels of Nigerian crude are leaving Nigeria's shores. It's some of the highest quality oil on the planet. Bonnie Light. But here's the mystery. The oil leaves Nigeria, but the dollars never seem to arrive. The reserves are bleeding. The Nigerian Naira is gasping for air. And yet, Nigeria is a top 10 global producer of oil. Where's the money? It's not in the central bank in Abuja. It's not improving the living condition of Nigerians. Today, we go inside the shadowy world of offshore escrow, pre-export financing, and the foreign banks that have effectively put a lien on Nigeria's future. This is the heist you weren't supposed to see. To understand why Nigeria is in this mess, you have to understand the resource-backed loan. Imagine you own a bakery, but you're in debt. To pay it off, you tell the bank, I won't give you cash. Just take all the bread I bake for the next 5 years. That is exactly what is happening to Nigeria's oil. Nigeria isn't selling oil for profit anymore. They are selling oil to pay for the interest on loans they took out years ago. Banks like J.P. Morgan, Standard Chartered, and various Chinese lenders aren't waiting for a wire transfer. They take their cut directly from the source. The oil is sold out before it even leaves the ground, but it gets deeper. Who is moving this oil? It's the independent traders. A massive chunk of Nigeria's oil is traded through private firms based in places like Geneva or Mauritius. These companies act as the middlemen. They facilitate the sales, but because they are offshore, the transparency vanishes. By the time the profit is calculated, deductions for logistics, security, and administrative fees have eaten the meat. Nigeria is left with the bones. This is how billions of dollars evaporate between the Atlantic Ocean and the Swiss Alps. Here is the part they don't want you to calculate. While the oil flows out, the government is back at the table, hat in hand, asking for more. They aren't just selling today's oil. They are selling the oil of 2030, 2035, and 2040. In 2026, the Nigerian government has entered a death spiral. They are borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, but Paul is a foreign bank that charges 12% interest. Think about that. Every time a new loan is signed in Abuja, a new lien is placed on a well in the Niger Delta. Nigeria is digging a hole to fill a hole. This isn't developmental borrowing. This is an economic trapdoor. By the time your children are old enough to work, the oil they should have benefited from has already been spent by a politician who isn't even in office anymore. The banks love it. Why wouldn't they? They get the oil at a discount, they get the interest in dollars, and they hold the nation's jugular. Nigeria isn't being helped by these loans. They are being recolonized by the balance sheet. As long as the government continues this borrow and bleed strategy, the Naira will never recover. You can't have a strong currency when you don't own your own exports. You can't have a future when your primary asset is someone else's collateral. Like, share, and subscribe for more